Hello to everyone. I'm sorry I'm a little bit late because I was facing some difficulties to connect. So sorry.
Hi,
But
Žaneta.
yes, now I am ready.
We were waiting for the last ones to join
Okay.
to the
Okay, so
training program before
okay.
starting.
So let's have like a 2 more minutes and I will be ready to present that. Okay?
Perfect. If you want, I can present a little bit the training program in between, as Jorge said yesterday to me, just
Okay.
for everyone to know.
Yes, yes, sure. Yes. So you
Yeah,
can
sure. Just
make this introduction and
yeah.
then I start with my presentation.
Yes, a few little reminders that it's going to be welcome to the SUSRUR training program for all SMEs participating in the SUSRUR program, in the SUSRUR project. Next month, we will have 5 seminars covering the topics of funding, digital transformation, sustainability that you all have been working for these past years already, and some of you are joining now the project. But you all know it's about transformation, digital transformation, sustainability. For you to know, it's going to be 1 hour weekly webinars on Tuesday and 12 p.m. starting today with Žaneta. And the most important part is that if you join 4 of the 5 seminars we are celebrating, you will have a certificate. And for sure, all seminars will be recorded and shared on the SUSRUR website in the e-learning tab that you can find there near contact in the tab webinars, as I said. And here you can also find a lot of resources, other webinars in the local languages, and a lot of useful information for your digital and sustainable transition. And today's seminar, as we were talking about, is going to be presented by Professor Dr. Žaneta. I hope I'm pronouncing your name properly. And she's the coordinator of the SUSRUR project. And she has an extensive curriculum in environmental and social impacts of industrial development and sustainable business practices. But I think she can she can present herself better than I, because her curriculum is so extensive, so complete. So I leave the floor to her, and it was just a little introduction to the SUSRUR training program. So Žaneta.
So thank you very much, Olaya, for the introduction. And I would like to welcome all the participants of the training program. And I believe that everything what you will learn during this training program will be useful and will inspire you to improve your businesses. I believe that you know a lot and you are not like a newcomers in your businesses, but always learning new things. It's something like an added value. And especially when it comes to sustainability and circularity, especially in tourism sector, it's always maybe like a rising many questions. It's not always for everyone is clear what does it mean. And today I will try to introduce to you the circularity concept in the tourism as a such. And also I tried to find some specific good practices which are related to remote regions, to small and medium companies, and so on. So I hope that you will find it useful. And I also kindly ask you, if something is unclear to you, just stop me and ask questions. Be brave, not be shy. And this is like for your business's improvement, for your competences improvement. This is the purpose we are meeting today and in the next training lectures. So now I'm trying to share my screen. I hope you can see. I'm trying to change to presentation mode. So what I mentioned, the sustainability in tourism is very wide it has a very wide meaning because it's not only about the waste. It's much more wide understanding and business models when it comes to circularity. They can capture many things. And they really encourage you to think in systematic way. So if you change something in one place, definitely it will have their impact to the others. So what I'm trying to do to introduce you today, what are the opportunities, if any, maybe some of you already know or implemented this kind of things, but you do not call this as a circularities. We will combine the theory and real-world examples relevant to circular tourism. So, as I said, we start from this understanding what is circular economy, then what are the circular economy business models, then we will discuss the practical benefits for small and medium companies, and of course, I will introduce the tools and resources. So, circular economy, maybe the first meaning when you are talking about the circular or thinking about the circular economy, it seems like you maybe in your business or in somebody businesses, you are generating waste and you are trying to reuse it or somehow to recycle and then to produce some new new products or new raw materials. Of course, yes, it's a part of it. But in fact, it's much more wider because especially in tourism sector, you have the ecosystem involved in your businesses. It depends. It's a kind of forest. It's like a field. It's a sea. It's a river. It's a lake. It's a many natural ecosystem which should not be very strictly impacted by the activities which you are working in or using in your businesses. So the main goal is that you, of course, you are performing your business, but with the like a minimal impact to the environment. So try to use the environmental or natural resources, but try to restore or enhance natural capital. So this is one thing. Another thing, of course, the present economy tries to produce some products which, let's say, life is not so long as products which we produced like 30 or 40 years ago. If you are a little bit older than 50, you can remember that some our household equipment they are serving us for a long time. So many of household equipments at present times they are serving not so long time. This is kind of economy, present economy, but they are produced so that you can separate different materials and to recycle those materials and to produce the new products. So what I would like to stress that circular economy, it doesn't mean that you are producing a product which is lower by the essence. For example, if you are recycling your computer and producing the trash bag, it's a recycling, but it's not a circular economy. Circular economy, it means that you are recycling something and producing the same level product or even higher. For example, from some bio waste, you are producing some like specific cosmetics and so on. We have such cases and so on. So also part of circular economy is produce some products or some parts and extend the life of this product. So to keep as much as possible longer. And maybe in some cases you can produce so that you can change some parts. Because you know that let's say 10, 15 years ago, you have the mobile phones and you can change the battery. Now, in many mobile phones, batteries are integrated. And if battery is out of the service, you have to change your mobile phone in many cases. So in a way, circular economy is kind of way of thinking, and you have to think how to keep the products as long as possible. And then it comes to sustainable tourism. Even maybe now you notice that many your customers, they really like the old things. Oh, like old furniture, old cups or plates or some cutleries, and they do not care if they are like a if you are a family arriving, family arrives at your place, it doesn't mean that everyone have the same cups. It's more interesting to have like a cup, but mother is drinking from one cup with history, some history, and you can tell that it's your grandparents' cups or plates and so on. So this is kind of really attractive thing. I know that many of people there know how it's important to preserve environment, to preserve ecosystem, and we're really happy to do this and not like looking for very new things, and especially single-use things. So then it comes to elimination waste of pollution. You also can think that definitely single-use cutlery, single-use plates or cups, it's definitely not a part of sustainable tourism. So we definitely can look for the another solutions. So what I would like to stress once again, and you can see on your right, it's a kind of technical things, yes? So you see that you use some things, then you can create and maintain in a proper way, not making a big impact to the environment. Then you can prolong the life of some specific things, changing some parts. Of course, you can reuse, redistribute something. Of course, refurbishment and manufacturing. And in this case, you have to separate different materials in order to provide it to remanufacturers, and also to have another thing to recycle. Sorry. It's somehow it changed. Sorry, and then you have to recycle and so on. So it's very important to have this very wide view about how you are getting things. So how they are made. Is it like a big impact to the environment? Then the raw materials we are extracting. It's a kind of processes of mining, or how technical cycles impact the environment. So it's not like a only exploitation phase, but circular economy takes into account everything from the mining up to end of life of the product. This is on from a technical point of view. And then you have on your left, it's a biological cycle. So what kind of food you are presenting to your customers, how food was like a grown, yes? Is it kind of eco agriculture, or another type of foodstuff on, and so on? So what kind of processes we use to cook or to bake some products, and how they are friendly to environment? And another thing it's very important, optimization of the food consumption, because in fact there is a calculation made. Now it's really, now its percentage it's really smaller, but previously it was calculated that up to 60% of initially produced food is thrown away. So then people are buying because of some actions, some sales, and so on. So the big amount of food, they are not used, they are just thrown away, and we need the bigger and bigger resources to grow our food. But if like a half of it is like a thrown away, it's not a good solution. And also I can see that in many touristic places, the habit of have this kind of, it's called like a Swedish table, or you everything it's on the table and you can choose. Now this ideology is changed, and everyone is ordering the certain amount of food and certain type of food, and food is prepared like a personally. Of course, it's maybe not so quick as you have like your own choice, you are just taking what you want, but then every customer thinks about what he or she would like to eat, and what type of the amount. And from this food saving perspective, it's a really good solution. So, why sustainable tourism needs circular economy? Of course, there is a kind of environmental pressures, and now more and more taxonomy or some specific laws, they are really asking for to manage solid waste in a proper way. Not only solid wastewater management, also water consumption, especially when we have sorry, very hot summers. And last summer and 2 years ago summers, there were some restrictions, and in Italy, maybe also in Spain. I don't know how it's in your region when it comes to water consumption, and you cannot use as many liters of water as you want. And another thing, it's a greenhouse gas emissions, and also you have to follow the rules, and there are specific restrictions and regulation for the emissions. Of course, for climate change mitigation or even adaptation, you also have to follow some rules. So, thinking about the energy efficiency and greenhouse emissions is a very direct correlations, and circular economy is not only about the materials, but also you are recycling or reusing, but not increasing the amount of energy in the whole cycle. This is also important rule you have to follow. Of course, another thing, now we are, of course, traveling a lot, and this globalization broke many rules or many traditions we have in our own countries. And for example, to eat pineapple or bananas in Lithuania, it's kind of natural thing, yes. But initially, never bananas or pineapples grow in Lithuania, because we have like potatoes, we have the tomatoes, and other things. So what I would like to say, sustainability in tourism and also circularity, it means we have to use as much as possible local resources. I think maybe it's another kind of attraction or magic to present to your guests the specificality and uniqueness of the local resources, introduce the culture of local communities, and to show what is around your place. Because if you bring the same pineapple from to Lithuania, via transportation, the different transport means, it's a big impact to the emissions. But if you are growing the potatoes, tomatoes, or apples, or plums in your garden or nearby communities, you also increasing the level of economy with around surrounding communities, and also you are reducing impact to the climate change due to transportation. This is another very important thing to consider, because it's not like you are buying cheap banana and this is kind of good thing to your business. No, you have to think more wider, and also it's very important to communicate with your neighbors, and also to see not only you as a business, but also try to see what are communities around you, how you can collaborate. Maybe you help to your colleague, like in the next business which is next to you, and next time he or she will remember you, and also will say that his or her customers comes to your place and to use and will use your services. So consumer trends, because we are trying educate not only businesses, industries, governments, but also lay people. So we are trying to introduce the uniqueness and some specific how to say, attractions from the sustainable tourism or circular tourism, and understanding of consumers. They are saying, okay, it would be interesting to learn, it would be interesting to know and to test it, and they are looking for this uniqueness, and specifically if you can communicate in attractive way, but not cheating, of course, because if you are cheating, you have like some several customers, but the information is spreading via talks very, very fast. And if you are collecting the response from customers, it's a very good advertisements or bad advertisements for your businesses. So consumers, they are educating as well. And of course, as I mentioned in the very beginning, is a policy alignment. So we have this SDG, Sustainable Development Goals, European Green Deal, and other programs which you can apply for specific financing, implementing your ideas, your innovations. So if you are saying that, okay, I would like to make my business more sustainable, and I will do this on the regional way, or even EU level, or even wider, and you have history that you are trying to do something, so that's much more easier to get European financing. And what I would like to stress once again, especially for small and medium companies, there is a possibility in many programs to get a kind of pilots and to test some specific innovations related with sustainability. And the financing in some exceptional cases there are 100%, but in general it's up to 75%. So this is kind of, you have to put only 20% of your own money in order to make some infrastructure installments. So, and then it comes to software investments, and in our SUSRUR program, you can get the 100% financing for your soft skills trainings and so on. So for infrastructure, it's a different story. So what kind of linear tourism versus circular? Here you see the very simple examples which can be used, especially when you are providing with some living services or food services or similar. Yes, so you see that the toiletries, yes, if your customers are staying in your place, you are not giving like single-use things, but you have some specific nice, I don't know, bottles or some other containers which are refillable, and you can use as many as possible times, and this is of course reducing the amount of waste. Then you have disposables. I mean, the food in food service you have to compostable or reusable in circular tourism, and of course not use like fast furniture for your rooms. What I mentioned in the very beginning of this lecture, that you can use the repaired or refurbished locally. You can invite the other businesses, or as I said, collect from your friends, from your families, and to show this specific furniture with history, and to show as attraction. So of course, then it comes to unused food, not to put to the waste bins, but if it's still can be used, so you can donate. But what I would like to stress once again, if you will use this kind of personal ordering solution, so it definitely will reduce the amount of the wasted food, or you can use in the specific compost them in the specific composting bins, and also to fertilize the ground around you, and so on. So, of course, this is kind of very simple examples, and what I would like to stress once again, maybe you are already applying them, but you just do not call that this is circular tourism. So please communicate in your websites, then you are making advertisement to your tourisms, and just try to show how sustainable and circular you are. And this is kind of interesting things to consider and to implement. And here you see the kind of business models in sustainable tourism. So to provide product as a service. So in many cases, you shouldn't buy some specific equipment. You just rent them, and like a bikes, some specific boats, or some other equipment you need, and you are like why it's good. Of course, if something happens, you do not need invest in the reparation, but the owner, because of the renting, yes, he or she, that business is taking responsibility, and in this case, you can save on this refurbishment or fixing the equipment, or of course you can get the new every time, because like a producer, especially you are renting from the producer, so producer is producing the new things more modern. For example, for if you have the ski business, yes, so you have like a new skis, new skiing shoes, or bikes, or another thing. So you do not need to invest, but just you have this new opportunities. Then you have kind of resource recovery. So you have possibility to introduce systems to reuse materials. Yes, in some case, of course, you can apply the circular supply chain, which was discussed by me as well, very briefly. So try to use as much as possible reusable, biodegradable inputs, and of course, sharing economy. So try to network, to integrate businesses mobility, housing, food supply, and so on. So you have this nice community, and of course, this if you are specifying on some collaboration with your with other businesses, so you have a good opportunity to introduce the business model of the sharing economy. So there are calculations made. It's not like a simple words, but in the sustainable tourism, it's usually an average. Companies are saving about 30%, and market growth is around 25%. In some cases, and even bigger. Of course, we have like a kind of smaller, and depending. But anyway, you are not definitely losing, and if you are trying to follow this circularity and sustainability, I can assure you that you have the 100% compliance with the regulatory standards. Because if you're trying not to follow what will come or what will be the requirements but trying to run like to be the front runners. So definitely you will be according to the regulatory standards. And of course, resilience, you increase it's around 40% through local sourcing and reuse. So this definitely kind of, I think, impressing numbers, and let's try. But what I would like to stress once again, it's one thing that you are having idea, try to implement it. Please measure. If you do not measure what was before and how the things are going on, like in a 3 months, in a half a year, in a year, you do not feel this. So you definitely have to agree on your internal indicators. For example, like energy use per person arrived, yes, food waste per person arrived, or some other specific depending on your business. So, and you also have to agree by yourself how often you are measuring. So this is an important thing. And if something is going not as you expected, please check the reasons and try to eliminate reasons in order to achieve your goals. Of course, before the implementation, you have to try to map what kind of impacts the innovation will have on you and on the supply chain, on the sharing economy, and so on. So please think 9 times and then try to implement after this system approach evaluation. So what I would like to stress, like kind of implementation steps of the sustainability or circularity for SMEs. So try to conduct the sustainability audit. So you can try to, you can hear that somebody implements some, I don't know, some innovations on energy efficiency or some waste management. Please do your audit on your company, because maybe some specific things can go differently than you expected, especially if you are taking as example innovation from other country, from the other region. Maybe there are some specific regulation or specific conditions which will not work as the same as in your place. So sustainability audit, what kind of materials, how much you will use, the same on the energy, water, and some specific things. Of course, try to identify kind of quick wins. Can you reduce packaging? Because when it comes to waste, the packagings, we have packagings everywhere. So all parts, and even some spare parts. They are coming with packaging, or you're providing some services using the packaging. So try to change this, and as usually this kind of quick wins, they are really cheap. So try to start with like a low-hanging fruits or quick wins as written here. Try to create the circular loops. Try to look for the local businesses that are around you. And what I would like to say, sometimes the services or products seems a little bit higher price, but try to imagine that the transportation is also costs. And if you need like you out of some, material, some food, and you have like your neighbor, and you can call and say, I need like something in 15 minutes, 20 minutes, or something, and you can have this kind of very fast supply, or something went wrong with the equipment, and you have the maintenance next to you. Of course, before starting the big project, try to launch a pilot. So I really encourage you to be the pilots in the national or international projects. Try to collaborate with research institutions. I am from university, and very often we are looking for the partners from businesses, and sometimes businesses are not so brave, I should say, to participate in the pilot project. So try to be brave, and I'm very happy that you started your participation in SUSRUR project, and I believe that you will be really happy from the participation, and you will have better ideas, and even you will learn where and to apply for the additional financing or to expand your businesses. So, and what I mentioned, please monitor and communicate. Sometimes we have the discommunication. You have to be brave and to show that you change in your business, and you are able, you are different, you are sustainable, you are circular. And please, it will be for customers. They are looking for you, but you have to show that you are providing this kind of sustainability or circularity service, because sometimes we cannot find in between of lines that you are doing this. So please show this very clearly in your front page. Then you are talking, you are during the tourism fairs, or you are talking on to your customers via phone, or writing in the emails on websites. Show, yes, I am doing the sustainable business, and show the examples, and I'm doing circularity, and show the examples, show the photos, and that's definitely will attract new customers, and will be the wider auditorium. So now, what I would like to show a few examples, because yes, I can talk and talk about the sustainable tourism and circularity, but of course we are restricted in time. So this is like a big project. It's a very interesting hotel in Milano, in Italy, and they have the zero emission principles, renewable energy efficient systems. Of course, you see the investment, it was really impressive, like 250,000 euros, and it was implementation took 1.5 years. But we are really proud what we did. I should say that in the old town of Milano, to have this green with rooftop garden, with herbs and vegetables for hotel kitchen, and water recovery system. Of course, if you ask me if all vegetables are growing on the roof for kitchen, of course, it's not enough. But the herbs they are really using, and they are like covering up to 80% of the herbs for the kitchen. And of course, they have like a all year green. It's a different story, for example, in Lithuania. But of course, they have the eco-conscious clients which are really looking for the sustainable tourism. So definitely you can go, you can Google, and it's very interesting web page they have, and they have a lot of certification, you see, and they are showing that they are different, they are exceptional, and because of that, the many tourists are coming to see not only Milano, but also to stay in this specific hotel. You see the specific solutions. So definitely, Olaya will share with you this presentation, and you can look in more details. Another interesting, it's a platform, Sustonica. As I mentioned, this Milano hotel has this different kind of the certification, but here is a very interesting platform, digital platform, which checks the living places. And people, tourists who are looking for sustainable places, they are going to this platform and they rely on the recommendations. If you are looking for the sustainability platform, with the sustainable stay, yes, so they are going and looking and choosing the places because of Sustonico recommendations. Of course, it's another investment. They are making this audit, you see. So they are asking for the proof for the companies which are providing housing. They are asking for the proof. They are verifying, they are reviewing, and then they're giving specific badge, and also making this advertisement of this like a place to stay, and there are specific also web page, and you see it's not like a kind of specific standard, but this kind of recommendations, Sustonica has a name, as a kind of, ISO 14001 or the quality standard ISO 9000 or some EMAS and others. So Sustonica has a kind of thing. Maybe somebody already know this platform and you can rely on this. So you have like a specific criteria for vacation rentals. You see the city apartments, the country homes, and specific part is country homes with pools or hot tubes. So you can go and see what kind of criteria they are asking for and proofs, and the customers are looking at it. So this is kind of thing for you for double check if your place, if you are providing housing, how sustainable it is. Yes, so how you can apply this criteria for your place. Another thing, it's EcoCamp Patagonia. Due to time restriction, there's a link you see in YouTube, and you can check. It's very interesting because it's whole campus in Patagonia, and of course it's a huge investment, 850,000 USD, but it's a whole campus, and it's almost in the middle of nowhere, but many people are coming and trying to see because of the specific feeling that you are looking for nature, you are staying in nature, you are learning nature all the time, and you are not making the big wrong impact to the nature, because the specific house they are built not from the concrete, but they can be replaced with no impact to the environment. So please go to YouTube and look for this very nice example. I really encourage you. Maybe you will be inspired from the ideas which are maybe new to you, and that's really very, very, very interesting. Another thing, it's Refill My Bottle. It's very old known, but I just wanted to remind you. Just encourage your customers to come with their own bottle, and just ensure that they can refill their bottles, the water at your place. So that's very simple and a very good solution to save our planet from plastic. yes, so what I would like to say, these were the practical examples, but maybe we can say from the rural focus or remote, yes, just please remind and just open more your eyes and look around you. Just, of course, you are thinking about your businesses, but definitely I really encourage to look once again. Maybe there are some new ideas, new businesses are established around you. Just double check what is going around, and maybe that could be the good solution and good innovation to you. So you can preserve the resources, you can answer to the market demand, you of course have to opportunity for economic benefits and to make this kind of rural advantage. And this circular economy key strategies: local sourcing, waste minimization, eco accommodation, and try to find the interesting, environmentally friendly, low impact mobility. So this is also important part of the circular economy in rural tourism. So please try to find maybe another services than motorbikes, than diesel engines in the boats, and so on. So try to educate also your customers, and of course try to think about the ecosystem. And also these are the very nice example about the rural and circular economy. So agriturismo, it's a Il Ritorno region in Italy, and here you see the reuse of different furniture. You have also using the local resources and so on. Of course, you have another farm stay, and probably that many people, it's a calculation that 70% of the human population in 2050 they live in cities. And now we have a paradox. Many kids, they do not know how we are getting eggs, from where we are getting milk, and many other things. So education from the farm stay is crucial because, especially when you have like from very, let's say, city kids, if you ask from where you can get egg, they say that from the supermarket. They are not thinking about the farming and about the like cows and needed milk producers and many other things. So it's really crucial to educate the city society and what kind of impact can be, and also educate about how agriculture or the farm we are not making like a huge harm, and it's if it's a it's like a performed in a balanced way. So it's also the historical places. Then there you are changing the purpose of the building. So Casas do Coro in Portugal. So they made like make like a especially luxury, I should say, hotel from old houses and change the purpose of the houses, just getting idea and also making kind of a historical change here. And we have this also Ecogite Ruralis in France, and there is also specific sign, and they try to ensure water efficiency. They use exceptional local materials, making the cultural education, and they are keeping this local partnership. So, of course, try to speak about this, try to show your best examples, and definitely the tourist will definitely hear about you. Of course, you have need for initial costs. You need to be inspired to improve your knowledge. Of course, you have to deal with this behavioral inertia, because we are some of the tourists were really old-fashioned and looking for the things as usual. And from time to time, of course, you will face some supply chain issues. So, of course, you can use this specific circular patterns like digitalization, mobility as a service, and many, many other things, which I tried to discuss during my presentation. And of course, you have to have a system thinking way. It's crucial. It's crucial to understand what happens if you change something in your place, what kind of chain of impact you will have. So maybe shortly like this. Definitely, I'm ready to answer to your question. And as I said, Olaya will share my presentation. I really encourage also to write me an email if you would like to. So Olaya, please also share my email to the participants. So sorry, it was like a running because I I wanted to cover all possible topics because it's much more longer and much more wider if you go into some details. But what I would like to say, I wanted to combine theory with the practical example. So thank you very much. And I'm ready to answer to your questions. So thank you, Rita, for nice words. If you do not have questions, so I said I really encourage you to write me an email, or as I said, if you have like a specific questions, we definitely, and if it's difficult to ask in English, so please write, and we ask our partners to maybe to translate, and we can make like a discussion about the possibility for you to apply to some specific financing, to look for some specific innovations or specific solutions if you are interested. So definitely be brave, and asking is not painful. So thank you, Ekaterina. It was nice to see you. Yes, so I don't know what would be the next step. So we have like a 6 minutes left.
Still, I don't know if you want to present or some other example or in these minutes, but otherwise, I think I will keep in mind that it is not only from this lecture that was amazing. Thank you so much, Žaneta, for all the information and all the practical steps that I think they are very important, because the circular economy is a very big topic with a lot of very nowadays, and a very nowadays topic with a lot of people talking about, and a lot of paths to implement. And I will keep in mind these two things, that it is not only implementing this solution, it's also communicating them. It's necessary to communicate, because we a lot of times we stay in the doing and forget about communicating and creating the narrative and telling it to the world that we are doing it. It's not enough with doing it. We need to communicate, and I will keep that in mind for for the future.
So it's really crucial, and especially in tourism sector, because you are looking for customers. Yes, so customers should know that you are different, you are progressive, you are innovative, and you are. We are not only like a stay; they will get the not like a relaxation, but also the kind of education, new knowledge, new competences. So this is, I think, crucial for sustainable and circular tourism, and the part of the education as well.
So I don't know if there are any kind of questions. I think it was such a nice lecture that there are no questions. Everything is clear. But remember that you can send us the questions by email. I will send the PowerPoint and the email to all of you during today or maybe tomorrow, as soon as possible. And remember that the seminar will be available online in the SUSRUR website for any kind of for rewatch, refreshing concepts, or whatever you may need, with all the rest of the information SUSRUR is providing. So thank you so much for joining us today. Hope to see you next week. I don't know if you have anything less to say, Žaneta, but for me,
yes, it's a thank you very much, and that you find the time to listen to the lecture. And also, I'm happy to see the old friends from the Open Call 1 and the others. So I really encourage you to participate and to improve your businesses. It's really worth it. So have a nice day. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much all, and hope to see you next week in the next seminar. Bye-bye.
Bye.